Hello and welcome to another episode of this self-hosting series. Today we're going to be going over Sonarr. Now, what I use Sonarr to automatically download TV shows and also to manage them. Previously, I had just been using a torrent client with an RSS feed to find the TV shows and download them automatically, and that worked pretty good. But we're going to go through Sonarr and show some of the reasons why I switched over to it and why it's just overall better system. So up here I have the Sonarr website, sonarr.tv. This is their main page here. You can see all the different platforms that it is available on here. And I also have their GitHub page open here. And the description is Sonarr is a PVR for Usenet and BitTorrent users. It can monitor multiple RSS feeds for new episodes of your favorite shows and will grab, sort, and rename them. Can also be configured to automatically upgrade the quality of files already downloaded when a better quality format becomes available. So basically, as I mentioned last time, I'm not going to be actually showing how to set it up because it's pretty much the same process over and over again with Docker. So we're just going to walk through the instance that I actually use and take a look at all the settings. So this is what my Sonarr looks like. These are the shows that I have it watching for and what it downloads when a new episode becomes available. This is the main page. You can see up here there is a search, so you can just start typing in the name of whatever show you're looking for. So if you have hundreds of shows in your list here, this would be a good way to find what you're looking for, and it pops up. I don't have that many shows that I watch, so it's not something that I use. But if you do have a lot of shows, there's also, besides the search over here, you have different ways to view and sort and filter. So if we click on options, this is different things that we can sort and view. Or actually it looks like what the poster options are. You can set different sizes for them. Set a more detailed progress bar, show title, show monitored status, show quality profile, and show search button on hover. Some of the view options you have are table, so that looks like that. Overview, so that's kind of nice. It gives you a little description of the show, how many seasons there are here, the network it's on, the quality profile you have set for it, whether or not it's monitored, and when it's going to be airing next. And then sort, you can sort by all different types of modifiers here, or columns that would appear under your table if we went to table view. There's all different types of ways you can sort by title, network, when you added it. I mean, we won't go through them all just because there's so many there, but you can see you can really fine tune how it's sorted. I usually like to sort by air date, so next airing. And then so we can see this is going to be airing tonight at 7 o'clock. Yellowstone, same thing, 7 o'clock. This airs on Tuesday, so you can get an idea of what shows are going to be coming up. Also, there is a calendar. We'll be getting into that. That is another way to see that as well. And then filter, so you can see the different things that you can filter for, the ones that you're monitoring, not monitoring, continuing, shows that have ended, missing episodes, or set a custom filter. So these are the shows. What we're going to do next is click into one of these, and this is where you get your basic information on it. And then what all the seasons. So you have 4 seasons for Yellowstone, and then under each season, you're going to have the name, the episode number, the name of the episode, the air date, and the status. And so if you can click on one of these shows, and it'll even give you a description of that specific episode here. And then if you would want to download an episode, you could do an interactive search by clicking on this. And what that's going to do is search all your indexes that you have. And then if I wanted to download one of these, I would just click this button and it would start downloading it. Otherwise, you can click this button and it'll just automatically start searching and downloading depending on your profile. All right, and then up here at the top, we're gonna show the settings that you can set for each show. So monitored, that means that it's going to be watching 4 new episodes coming out. You can use a season folder. So basically that would create this path, TV Yellowstone, and then season 1, season 2, season 3. A separate folder for each season. Here you set your quality profile and your series type. These over here are what you're monitoring. So these seasons are not monitored. And basically, because what I do, I just watch and delete. I don't archive TV shows or save them for long periods of time. So I just watch and delete. And so I'm only monitoring new episodes. Once I watch them, then they get deleted. And over here, well, I guess this won't work because there's nothing downloaded. We'll go back to the series. We'll find one where I actually have shows downloaded. And you can click on this button. This will show you a list of all the episodes that you are downloaded, and you can delete them this way instead of having to actually access the file system on your server. And if you want to add a new show, you could just click Add New, Breaking Bad. We'll type that in, and you click on it, and then you will see the same settings that we went over when I was clicked on the Edit button of Yellowstone. Basically, you set the directory, whether you want to monitor all episodes. So if you would select that and add it, it would start looking and downloading all episodes right away. Or future episodes, there would not be because this season ended. Missing episodes, existing, pilot, only first season, only last season, or none. And then, okay, yeah, down here you can check start search for missing episodes immediately. And that's what you could do. I'm not going to add this, but when you add a show, every time you add a show, you select those options depending on what you want to do. Usually I'll just, I just add them and then manually download what I want to. But if you know that you want to download the entire show, you can monitor all episodes, start search for missing, add it, and it's going to start downloading everything it can find for that show. Calendar, this is another quick way to be able to see when things are airing. So you can see Simpsons airing today. On Tuesday, Inside the NFL is going to air, although it is red because my indexes that I have, or indexers that I have, this is not available in them. I don't have a source to download. Activity is just going to show what's been downloading. So there's nothing in the queue right now. History and blacklist. So a lot of times on a Usenet download, it's going to come up with missing files. And then if that happens, it just automatically blacklists that episode and moves on to the next source. And then wanted. Alright, now here we are in the settings. This is where uh, most of the magic happens. So we got media management here, rename episodes. I do not use that feature. Replace illegal characters. That's something that I have enabled. Actually, I think these are default, so I have not done that. It is just that way, and it's what I would like. So the default settings, for the most part, are really good in this application. So season folder format, you can change it if you want. Basically, you can see down here, it's just season 1, season 2, etc. And then multi-episode style, extend. So you can see the format here, the different formats that you can set for that. Unmonitored deleted episodes. So that is something definitely for me that I would want to do. So when I delete an episode, it's not going to continue monitoring it and re-download it again. So most people would want that checked, because if you're deleting something, you do not want to have it any longer. This is your quality profiles, and I haven't customized anything in here. These are all the default profiles. You can see some of the different options here. You have a any profile, which will download pretty much anything. A 720 1080, just a 1080, just a 720, a standard def, and an ultra high def. And then language profiles. Then we'll go on to quality, and here you can even more strictly fine tune your different quality definitions or quality profiles by their bit rates. And I haven't messed around with anything in here. These are all default. Indexers. So this is what Sonarr is using to execute its searches. So here I have nzb.su. So this is searching Usenet downloads, and here I have torrent day, and this is searching torrent day tracker for anything that matches the TV show and the episode that I'm after. So we'll click to add a new one here, so you can see what you would do to add a new one. So you can see you have 3 options for Usenet. You can do fanzub, news, nab, and oh my god, what the fuck, Nzbsu, or however you want to pronounce it. In torrents, you have a few more options here. You can see all the different ones. Now, for adding these, uh, for adding torrents, I do torsnab because I am using Jacket. So if we go back here and we see Jacket here, I'm going to go over that in a future video, but that is actually serving this torrent day here one. And I can click into this one and show you what it looks like, because this information isn't going to be useful to you because you're not on my network. You're not going to be able to access any of this. But basically, you name it, you name your index, and you can enable RSS, enable automatic search, enable interactive search. So that again was back when I showed you the little magnifying glass. If you click that one, that's automatic search. Interactive search is we go back to a series here. This is the automatic search. Well, it will just download the first episode it finds that matches your quality profile, and if it fails, it'll move on to the next one. This is the interactive search, where it'll let you pick one, and then it'll start that same process. Now, back to index series. And then, so this is the URL, and now this, this is going to Jacket right now, and this is my Jacket API key. And the reason why I use Jacket instead of using Torrent Day directly, well, for one, I'm not even sure it is possible to use the Torrent Day directly, and two, Jacket allows you to search basically as many trackers as you want just by adding this one entry here, and it makes it really easy. But Jacket will be for another video. And then we have Nzbsu, that's the indexer that I use for Usenet, and you basically, I believe it uses NewsNab, so you can do custom presets and then just add whatever Usenet indexer you have. And that you'd have to most likely pay for. It's very cheap though. Like that nzb.su is like $5 a year or something like that. But you would need to pay. I'm sure there's a lot of free ones out there, and there's definitely better ones than the one that I use. But I'm honestly not very familiar with the whole Usenet culture. These are the two sources I have, and that's it. I would like to have some better ones, especially for music. Torrent Day is pretty decent for movies and TV shows. It's not so great for music. But anyway, moving on. You have minimum age, retention, and maximum size here. So more settings you can set. And then the next thing that you definitely also need to have are download clients. So for downloading torrents, so if you run an interactive search and it finds a torrent using your torrent indexer, it needs a way to download it. And so I use qBittorrent. And again, this is running also on the server here. And I use sabnzbd for the Usenet client. So you need a client for each type of indexer you have. So if you do have a Usenet and torrent indexer, you're going to need to have Usenet and torrent client. And there's obviously many different torrent clients and many different Usenet clients. These are the two that I researched and liked the best, basically, as I tried different ones out. And so these are the ones that I went with, and they've been working perfectly fine. And there are settings to set up in each one of these as well. And these are going to be in future video. I'll go through like Sabin, NZBD, qBittorrent. I'm sure most people are familiar with already, but we'll do short videos on those and showing you how to set them up. But this video is just about Sonarr. Import list. To be honest, I'm not sure what this is or does. I should have looked into it, I suppose, but it says Sonarr supports multiple lists for importing series into the database. For more information on the individual lists, click on the info buttons. So down here, there's a track list. It takes you apparently to a page not found, a 404. So I don't know what these are. I mean, I understand it's a way to import series from some other type of system, it looks like, or other type of service or application. So we'll just move on from that. And then here we got connections. So you can see all the different kind of connections it supports. You can do Boxcar, I'm not familiar with, but custom scripts. You can do Discord, email, MB, Addify, Join, Kodi, all kinds of different notifications. So I don't use this, and I'm going to take a guess here, but I'm assuming this is that when a download finishes, it can notify these other platforms. So like you can get if you have Kodi running in your living room and a download finishes with Sonarr, it can pop up a little notification like Yellowstone episode 5 just finished downloading. Metadata. So I do use Kodi as my uh, TV client. So I got Fire Sticks. They run Kodi on them, and that's where I watch my TV. So it is nice to have this Kodi metadata enabled. So this will, while you're browsing through your different TV shows and episodes, it'll show you cover art, fan art, and it's saving it in a way that Kodi's going to be able to pick up without you having to mess around in Kodi settings. So it's just right there and available for Kodi to pick up on by default settings. Tags, you can tag stuff, and then this is your basic information. Change your port number, URL base. Here's some security settings. And UI tweaks. So it looks like just first day of week column header, date format, time format, color impairment, paired mode. And here's the last group of settings here, system settings. You can see I have a message about a new update being available. We have some disk space usage report. And some version information, so as well as some app data directory, startup data, or startup directory, mode and uptime, and then some links down here for getting in contact with the maintainers and the developers. Here's a bunch of tasks, and I've never really looked in here, but you can see some of the things that it does, and it's scheduled to execute. You can perform backups and download them. Here's updates. It's kind of nice that they have a change log right there for you. And what is this? Events. So it is nice that they give you access to all this stuff through the GUI. I mean, you can check log files, events. You can see if you're having some kind of weird issue, you can just use the GUI to track it down. It looks like fairly simply. So yeah, that's Sonarr. You can see it's better in many ways over just using a torrent client and RSS. Some of the ways are that it's sourcing multiple different indexes or multiple, so you can source Usenet, you can source multiple torrent trackers all at the same time. It is matching based on quality profiles, and any other metrics that you would like to set for a match. So that's very handy. You have an easy way to see when your episodes are going to be airing and managing those episodes. It automatically downloads metadata for different clients like Kodi for my use case, so it looks prettier as I'm navigating it. And it supports notifications for many different platforms. So there's a lot of features that are available using this type of service over just setting up a torrent client or some type of system like that that's more manual than this, and letting it search. Because I mean, you can set a torrent client to match based on quality profile as well. But this is just so much easier and has many more features. Also, it's easier for like my girlfriend to use. So if she wants to come in here and download something or add a show, she doesn't have to go and to the website of the torrent tracker, open it up manually and put it in qBittorrent, make sure it's got the correct category so it goes to the right spot on the server. This is all set up. It's pretty much just click on what you want to do and it gets added in there. And so in the future videos, we're going to be going over some of these other ones that are very similar. So like Lidarr is basically the same thing but for music. And I believe Readarr, I hope that's correct. Readarr is basically the same thing except for movies. Lazy Librarian for books or ebooks and audiobooks. And so what the next video will probably be jumping into like Jacket. So you can see how Jacket ties in with Sonarr, and then we'll move on to the download clients like Nzbsu and qBittorrent, and then move on to some of these other ones that are very similar like Lidarr and Lazy Librarian. I just want to show how all these tie in sort of together. And yeah, so we'll be looking at that in the next video. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. If you have any comments or feedback, drop it below. Have a nice day.